think we can now move on, okay, to our first presentation and begin exploring the form corpus and the social media campaign. So it's my pleasure to introduce Patricio, Santiago, and Illán from the University of Murcia, who will talk about the FOMATPLAY corpus of EU citizens' testimonies and the social media campaign. So Patricio, the floor is yours. Let me know if you have some issues in sharing the screens or some technical issue. The attendees are not allowed to speak. So if you want to ask questions, please feel free to type your question in the chat box or raise your hands and so that I can allow you to speak. Okay. Okay, Patricio, whenever you want. Thank you.
Okay, do you hear me well? Everything is okay? Okay. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for watching this session. My name is Patricio Santiago, and I will be presenting the FOMATPLAY corpus of European citizen testimonies and the social media campaign. Okay, our corpus is a multilingual corpus with 100 interviews, which were collected in 3 countries, in Spain, Italy, and France. And it is, as Professor Pascual recently said, it is a series of Netflix with more than 80 hours of content with interviews in English, Spanish, Italian, and French. The corpus has approximately 685,000 words with 30 nationalities, mainly from the European Union, but there are some interviews that we have participants from out of the European Union. And you can check all our content in formatplay.eu. You can sign up as a researcher, or if you are not this researcher, you can also sign up and watch these interviews, which are very, very interesting. Our corpus is very diverse. We have participants such as Kalina, who is 19 years old, compared to Mari, who is 83 years old. We cover a wide range of ages. And in terms of the time that the participants have been living in the new countries, it's also very diverse because we have, for example, students that have been living in their new country for 1 week. And then we have, for example, Henry, who is 81 years old, and he has lived in France for 63 years. So this gives us some insights of how our corpus is totally diverse. And also, I would like to remark that the job areas that have been covered are also very diverse, as we have people that have retired, such as Henry, people that are working as entrepreneurs, or even professors in the university. So there is a broad spectrum of employment covered. So the lifestyle statistics and sectors are very different from one interview to another. The backgrounds of the interviewees are very, very different from each other. Now I would like to talk a little bit about our social media campaign, which is currently ending. It has focused on short clips from 20 or 30 seconds until 1 minute and 30 seconds, more or less. They have been posted in TikTok and Blue Sky, TikTok and Instagram, and also we have posted some videos as well and tweets on X and Blue Sky. So with this strategy, we have used the interviews sourced from tv.um.es and formatplay.eu, and it has been an amazing experience because we have been able to share these stories to everyone who wanted to watch them, and later on, I will be talking about the results of this social media campaign. The strategy of this social media campaign is based on 7 thematic categories, which are also based on the annotation categories which we used in our research. The first one is why freedom of movement, and in this category, we try to get some clips where the interviewees explain why they came to their new country, why they left their country. There are very different reasons, such as I can remember one of them. I don't remember the name. That came for having a better standard of living. It was Adrian Darie, who is from Romania. Another category is adaptation and integration. We wanted to show stories of how difficult or how easy it has been for these interviewees to adapt and integrate into a new society, a new culture. Then, talking about identity, we have shown how people feel about themselves in terms of nationality, or even the whole range of their personality. For me, it's one of the best interviews in terms of the identity category is Juicy, who shows very transparently how she is a woman of the world, how she has the identities of everyone who have shared with her their life, and I love it. I recommend you to go to FOMATPLAY.eu and watch it. Then we have European citizenship, which talks about EU values, about the awareness of freedom of movement, of how this lack of borders in the European Union has helped us, or even the European value that joins everyone in this Zoom call. Then we have also looked at languages, how easy or difficult have been for them learning a new language. Some of them even knew the language before coming to their new country, so it was easier for them, but others were prejudiced due to this fact. Then we have experiences of bordering, which deals with discrimination and prejudice. So it's interconnected. Some of the categories are interconnected from one to another. And then the results, which deals with how their lives have improved related to their exercise of freedom of movement. So now I'm going to show you some examples briefly. So the first one, as I told, it's why freedom of movement. We have here André from Portugal, who came to do his PhD, but his first thought was not staying in Murcia, but going to another country to continue the PhD. But finally, he built his family and became a homeowner in Murcia, and he's now here with us. And we also have Claudio, who came, he's German and came to Italy to do his Erasmus, and he has some nostalgia and came back. He was not happy in Germany and came back to Italy, and that was the reason why he moved abroad. Then we have adaptation and integration. Here there is a big contrast because Brigitte, thanks to his professional career and thanks to his husband, he could adapt very easily. Although he also narrates how she had problems with bureaucracy in Spain. However, Roberto had a more difficult time when he came to Spain. He's from Italy, and he shows how difficult it was to even ask for groceries when you don't know the language. And his apartment owner helped him a lot when he came to Spain for the first time. As for identity, we have, as I previously said, Juicy, who always keeps telling that she loves the fact that the European Union has opened her the way to move from one country to another, and she feels that she's a woman of the world, as I said, but she feels both European and Italian due to her culture. As for Stephen, he's Irish, and he presents his identity as telling that he's Irish, but he doesn't need the Spanish nationality because he has his European Union passport. So it doesn't matter really for him if he is Irish or Spanish. He feels that he has a transnational identity. He's from Ireland and Spain. Then we come up to European citizenship. I have chosen Justine from France. She's from the Great Britain. She's British, and I love her sense of European citizenship values because she makes the point of how the UK has not been able to understand that the European Union is here for sharing between the countries that are members of the European Union. So that for me it's quite amazing because she's from the UK where Brexit comes, as you know, and she makes this point that some of the people there voted for Brexit due to the lack of European awareness, European values awareness. Then we have also Celia from Spain, who is living in Napoli, and she shows the fact that we have differences in culture. We think different. Our point of views and perspectives are make a huge contrast between them. And she makes the point that although we have differences, we are from the European Union, and that's what joins us. We have that sense that we are European, and we have those shared values that join instead of making us apart from each other. Then we have languages, and I have chosen two examples that make a huge contrast between them because Christine is German and she already knew the Italian language because she came beforehand to Italy to do her Erasmus. But Nicholas, he's from Greece, and he experienced some experience of bordering. He was discriminated due to the fact that he couldn't speak neither Italian nor Neapolitan. In his job, no one wanted to talk to him in English, so he couldn't live a normal life in his own job, and that's an experience that it's very negative. So I wanted to share this with you. Then we have the experiences of bordering. Anka tells us how she has been prejudiced due to the fact that her origins are Romanian, and some people in Italy told her how he could own a car, how she could have her own property. Meanwhile, Ricardo in France, feels he's classified or discriminated due to his Italian accent, which is another topic that sometimes is shown in our interviews. Finally, we have, in terms of the thematic categories, we have the results of their lives, how their lives have improved, and Miriam shows how the culture of Murcia fits the best for her. So that's why she has been able to stay here and earn a job and make ends meet here and live her life. And then Giancarlo tells us how coming from Portugal to Spain, he could manage to scale up the ladder and have an excellent job in his industrial sector. And now I would like to share you, at the end of this presentation, I would like to share you the results of our social media campaign, which for me has been amazing, because when I started working in FOMATPLAY as a researcher, I didn't know how to manage social media as a social media manager, and I couldn't imagine that we could reach more than 200,000 views on TikTok and Instagram. It may be even near of 300,000 views now. And we have reached also 300 followers across our platform. So it has been amazing. And that's why I wanted to thank everyone here in this session, because it has been a massive job to edit these interviews, to annotate these interviews, and to do the clipping and all the process of doing the final product of these clips on TikTok and Instagram. And without you, it wouldn't have been possible to reach these numbers. So thank everyone for your attention, and I suggest that you should sign up in FOMATPLAY.eu, and you can, if you want, you can also click on our website in order to look at our posts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patricio. This was really, really interesting and insightful. So I'm opening the floor. Questions? Are there any questions from our audience?
I just want to thank Patricio for all his work. That was fantastic. And I mean, it shows that we can actually, engage people on social media on matters that are important and so on. So thank you. I was also wondering if I was really interested in the fact that you grouped your campaign in different, topic according to different topics. Are you going to maybe I don't know, collect them in a corpus according to these topics?
It would be interesting. I think I haven't thought about that. Thank you, Catherine. So as I was telling Catherine, I haven't thought about that perspective of doing this kind of research, creating the corpus and everything. But it would be interesting, because you can make groups of this kind of categories and create clips from the FOMATPLAY.eu interviews, because I've seen that not all the interviews that have this kind of thematic categories inside have been clipped, because we need a specific quantity. No, we haven't covered the whole corpus, so it would be a new adventure for me to do this kind of research.
Thank you, Patricio. There's also a question from Pascual. So saying, thanks, Patricio, for leading this one. What posts have attracted most attention?
Well, there are two that have attracted most attention. It is the one from Livio, who is from FOMATPLAY, Italy, and also we have Stephen. Both of them have reached more than 1,000 views. And I don't know if there is another who has reached 2,000, because during the last days I haven't been able to look at the analytics, but I think that one of them has reached 2,000 views, which is amazing for the kind of content we share, because as you know, in the social media, this kind of content is not shared at all.
Okay, I think there's also a question from Henri.
Yeah, can I just ask a quick question? Obviously, I'm very interested in the whole sort of outreach side of things. How these how the corpus, which obviously researchers get interested in because of their research, but other people get interested in for other reasons. So obviously, what I'm interested in is connecting with teachers and people, sort of working in outside of university. But I guess my question was a very easy one. Do you know of, do you know, it's difficult to say, but is there any way of knowing how and why and when people like or clips? I mean, just a simple example. My use of Facebook, I avoid anything resembling professional activity on Facebook. Okay, that's a sort of my own division. Okay, so I find it very difficult to FOMATPLAY stuff using Facebook, because Facebook's about friends and private life and stuff like that. So I was just wondering about how is this sort of linking up with people beyond sort of academic liking, sort of bit of kudos here and there, and how much is it, what is the extent of outreach? Is there any way we can know about that sort of thing?
Well, I'm going to tell you my experience, Henry, with this kind of content. There are two ways where, or two kind of content that reach the most quantity of people. One of them is the content that generates a sort of controversy, maybe is related to political perspectives. That's when that happens is that you get negative comments, and that generates more views. When there is something related to politics, people react more. And then there's another kind of content that for me is the best, is when for example, in Irish people usually comment and like and repost when you post something of their country. So it's related to their identity, to their national identity. And that what has happened with Livio, with Stephen. Both of them are Irish or partly Irish. So when we have posted something related to Illán, the posts have been incredible in terms of engagement.
Thanks. That's really interesting. Thank you. It'd be interesting to just sort of find out a bit more about how these things are working. But that's very insightful, what you just said. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Henri. Thank you, Patricio. Are there any more questions? Just checking the chat box again and the Q&A box. Yeah, there's a question from Alberta Tagliagozzo from the University of Naples, Lorentale, saying, thank you very much for the overview. What kind of interactions, for example, in comments or stories, could you mainly notice from Instagram and other social media users?
Well, to be honest, there are the kind of interactions from users are those that I have previously mentioned. it's always related to some testimonies that resonate to other people because they have some kind of link in terms of their nationality, but also when there is a positive kind of video where someone shows his or her experience, there's also sometimes there is also some kind of reaction that makes you feel happy because you can tell that there's empathy in social media as well.
Okay, thank you. Last chance to make a very quick question or
Yeah,
Okay.
can I just come in with a quick one? Can I just do a quick one?
Yeah.
Have you picked up any really horrible, like hate messages and just really nasty stuff that goes sort of against the type of values that generally come out within the discourses? Have you sort of come across this?
I mean, you mean in social media, no? Isn't it? Okay.
Well, reactions to these things that are hateful.
There's a post from Linus, who is part of the FOMATPLAY corpus from Spain, where he tells that he doesn't need the Spanish ID because he's from the European Union, and he didn't need the Spanish citizenship because to become a civil servant. So there was one or two comments on this post where they told him that he had to go back to Germany, things like that. That's nasty. I didn't like that kind of posts, but
No, but
those
isn't
generate a lot of
there an
interaction.
isn't there an ethical issue? People were recorded, and because we like their stories, and then we expose bits of their stories, and these people become open to criticism, although they never asked for it. That's a real question. I don't have the answer to that, but I'm slightly concerned about that.
That's I think a big question we have to deal with, but it's as social media is free, so there's freedom of speech, so we cannot control it.
Okay. Okay, let's thank Patricio for his contribution to FOMATPLAY social media campaign and for this presentation.